We're following breaking news as we come on the air at 6 o'clock in Worcester. 2 shooting scenes, one in a neighborhood in Worcester.
And another one, a second shooting on I-190. Right now, police are not saying whether these shootings are connected.
But right now at 6, Interstate 190 is still closed in both directions. Traffic is being detoured off the highway, but it is, as you can imagine, a mess, backed up for miles. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ed Hart.
Hi, everybody. I'm Maria Stefano. So the 2 shooting scenes are about a quarter of a mile apart. We are live at both of them.
Our team coverage begins with News Center 5's John Atwater, who is live right along 190. John?
And Ed, you're right, traffic, it has been a mess for hours. This is the reason why. Look behind us here. This is not something you see very often during rush hour. Completely quiet out here because the road is shut down. In the distance there, you see a number of police cruisers. This is where officers were doing a line search of the highway earlier this afternoon. We'll show you that view from Sky 5. You can see several officers combing the highway and the grassy area just off the highway for evidence. They responded this afternoon to reports of a man with a gun here, and witnesses tell us they heard a series of gunshots right here on 190. Now, we spoke with 2 women. They were caught in traffic this afternoon, and they locked their doors in their cars. They saw a man running down the highway right toward them.
He was about 5 feet away from us.
Yeah, no further than 5 feet away.
And he had this panicked look on his face, like
he was being chased.
I'm being chased. Then he runs about 50 feet more,
and he stops. And he just pulls something to his head, and he's on the ground.
Right when he got up to my car, that's when we started hearing gunshots. But it was from the cops.
Yeah, and we thought one of the gunshots were going to go through the car.
So as you can imagine, absolutely terrifying for those 2 women who came within just feet of that suspect here on the highway this afternoon. Again, we're told that suspect taken into custody. We have not been updated on his condition right now. We're live in Worcester. John Atwater, WCVB News Center 5.
All right, John, thank you. Our live team coverage continues with News Center 5's Mary Saladna live at the other shooting scene. Mary.
Yeah, Maria, you know, not only did this guy run by people on the highway, he ran by school kids as they were getting off a bus here in this neighborhood. We're at the corner of Marconi Road and Heralt Road. This is the house where the shooting happened. Obviously, you can tell police are still processing the scene, probably waiting for a search warrant. They're standing by and keeping everyone away. This is number 32 Marconi, and again, Heralt Road meets it right here. These kids tell me that they were getting off the bus. They heard a few pops, which they assume now was gunfire, and saw the man run past them within feet of them as he tried to take off and get away.
We heard the pops first, like the gunshots first.
Okay.
And then he came running from, I don't remember where, maybe the side of the house. Came running, like fast. And he dropped some things, he went back to get it, and that's when he kind of looked up at me, and that's when I knew I should run.
All right, he didn't point anything at you, or he just
looked at me in a way where I felt I should run.
And he picked up what he dropped,
Yep.
which was
money and keys.
So that was Grace and Kennedy Picos. They saw this man, and he saw them too. They tell me that he eventually went running down Marconi, which leads toward the highway, and that we have to assume is how he wound up down on the highway where John is at this point. Again, a lot of young people are talking about this. We're talking to them and their parents. This has rattled this neighborhood. It's obviously a very quiet neighborhood, but they tell us that a family does live here, a couple of sisters and a man and a woman, and they know the family involved. We're trying to be very sensitive to what we know at this point, but witnesses tell us they saw a man being taken out of the bushes who apparently was injured. They believe shot, but he was moving when he was taken away by ambulance. That's all we know about his condition, and we're trying to work with the police to firm that up. We'll, of course, continue to process the scene here and bring you anything we can at 7 o'clock tonight. We are live in Worcester. I'm Mary Saladna, WCVB News Center 5.
Great, Mary. Thank you for that. Interstate 190, by the way, is still shut down for the shooting investigation. Do stay with News Center 5 on air and with our WCVB app for updates.